I'm going to show you why having a green screen in your video production arsenal is a must-have piece of gear and share with you a bunch of tips on how to make it all happen and dial it into perfection. So, instead of showing the same set background you likely have showing for most of your in-home videos, wouldn't it be great to dream up and put in place a creative background based on a video clip, an animation, special effects, a stock photo, or a virtual background of whatever you desire? Well, that's all possible and at a low production cost. And if you get bored with the background, you can easily change it up anytime. Let's dive in now. Hey, I'm Gord, and if this is your first time here and you want to learn all about how to make awesome videos and other cool skills on how to succeed with video marketing in YouTube, then click on the subscribe button. To succeed in using a green screen, you need the know-how to have the green screen properly lighted, and you also need to master the keying out or the replacing of the green with another visual element in the video editing phase through the remove a color visual effect. But first, what kind of screen do you need? What should you buy? Here's the good news. You can buy or build a green screen background. There are many inexpensive options. In essence, anything that's bright green will work. Materials may be paper, vinyl, muslin cloth, or other fabric from a fabric store. Painted walls, even green poster board taped together. If you're tight on space, you may decide to put the green screen solution up on a wall. If you have space, you can use a pair of stands to hang and support the screen, which allows for portability. There are various lighting kits that come complete with a green screen and stands already included. If you want to make one for yourself, there are many do-it-yourself videos on YouTube to explore. What color should the screen be? Often you can buy a green or a blue, or sometimes a product that has green on one side and blue on the other. Blue is also another common color for chroma keying, which is green screening just for any color. The main decision point about color is that whatever you choose, green or blue, be sure that it doesn't match the color of the subject's clothing, wearing blue, or match the hair, eyes, or skin. Since there are way more blue-eyed people than there are green-eyed people, I would stick with green if I was only getting one solution for now. What size screen do you need? The only requirement is that your background is large enough to fill the image you frame in the camera. Be sure that you factor in body and gesture movements to be sure that the solution is large enough. Also remember that as you move farther away from the backdrop, you may discover that you frame up that shot that you need a larger backdrop. Green screen sizes can be as small as 5 by 7 feet and go as large as 20 feet by 30 feet. Here are a few additional factors you might want to consider. You want a smooth surface that will light evenly without showing the wrinkles or casting shadows, and bright enough to contrast well with the subject. Most inexpensive fabric green screens are wrinkle prone. This typically means that you need to count on steaming or ironing and maybe some hang time on the stand to help the wrinkles dissipate. Stretching the fabric also helps to make it taut and get rid of some of those wrinkles. My personal solution is a home studio room setup where all I have to do is turn on the lights and I'm ready to go. I can also take the whole setup down and take it with me because the screen is hung on stands. But that's a lot more work. If I'm going to do a shoot outside of my home or in another location in my house, like my office upstairs, a portable screen may be a good secondary option so that I can leave this permanent one in place. It's all about managing your time, of course. All this comes down to budget. We all need to start somewhere, so make your decision and move forward. Now let's get into tips on lighting for green screen shoots. First, you want to light the subject separately. To execute well for a given green screen solution, you need to light the subject with a 3-point lighting system. You need the main light, the fill light, and a backlight, just like I have here. And this is separate lighting from the green screen lighting. By lighting the subject separately and keeping a distance of at least a few feet from the green screen, you prevent your subject's shadow from falling across the green screen. If you're tight on space, position your key and your fill lights slightly to the sides so any resulting shadows will fall outside of the visible frame. Another benefit to being at least a few feet away from the screen is the reduction of reflected green spill light onto the subject. It's possible that the spill light may look like a tinted halo around the subject, which could create more of a challenge to clean up in post-production editing. The halo effect may also indicate that you may need to upgrade and get more lighting. That said, a bright backlight on the subject, like I have, can help you to wash away a fair amount of the reflected green light, but be sure to diffuse the backlight so that it doesn't look like a white halo around the subject. And one last tip on lighting the subject is to have the subject move around before you start shooting, making sure that they aren't going to do gestures outside of the green screen background, and so that they're all in the frame. Be careful also not to mess with the zoom and focus once you frame the shot, to ensure that the green screen coverage is full for the frame shot. In my setup, I'm sitting, and so any gesturing or movement I do is nicely contained within the frame and well covered by the green screen behind me. Now we need to light the green screen. For the green screen, you typically need 2 additional lights. There are many solutions to fit all kinds of budgets. You will find some lighting suggestions in the video description below. In this video, my focus is more on the technique for the lighting. The goal when lighting a green screen is to have a nice, even, soft lighting without any hotspots or shadows. If you have hotspots and shadows, you create more work for post-processing, as the lighting variation will be read as gradient coloring to the software. You really want to get the lighting right when you do the shoot, because there's no guarantee that you'll be able to fix the gradient coloring in post. It helps to move small lights farther away so they cast broader, soft light beams. If you have access to soft boxes, they're excellent options for casting evenly spread light. If you have wrinkles in a fabric, they may result in more shadows, but with more light, for example, going for a brighter exposure, you can help hide the wrinkles. Another technique would be doing some depth of field magic to help blur the background as well hide the wrinkles at the same time. This depends on the type of shooting, your lenses, and the framing you desire with your shot. The proximity of the lights to the screen and the angle they are on will determine whether or not you see hotspots or shadows. If the lights are too close, you won't get broad enough coverage and you'll likely have shadows. If the lights are too far, you may not have enough light on the screen to evenly light it up. While you might think an expensive camera or the right software is just as important, even the best camera and editing program won't fix bad lighting. Here's a few additional pointers related to the camera setup. For shooting in-home YouTube videos, all you need is a camera that shoots HD quality, 720p or higher, and that saves files in a format that your green screen software can import. Your smartphone will have no problem recording and producing great output for this purpose in either MOV or MP4 video formats. When you get into higher-end DSLRs and other video recording add-on units, you have the ability to record in additional video formats that may have less compression, and some even record a lossless signal. This is more advanced stuff and not really in the scope of this video we're covering today. Also, with some other video formats, you may be able to do more tweaking and post-processing as well, assuming that your video editor is feature-rich. So, I'm primarily a YouTuber doing in-home videos, and I use my Samsung S7 Edge or Samsung S5 smartphones to record videos, and I also record with my Nikon D7100 DSLR. I then import the MOV or MP4 produced files into Camtasia 9 for post-processing, where I also do the green screening. One final tip here is that it's always advisable to do a test shoot with the green screen and test the keying out of the color to be sure that it works before doing a long recording. Tips for keying. To remove or key the background color, you'll need to import the clip to your video editor timeline. My example here is done with the Camtasia 9 video editor. Place the image or the video clip that you would like to show in place of the keyed color on the track below. In Camtasia, apply the Remove a Color visual effect, which is the key filter, to your clip and then select the color you wish to remove from the drop-down menu. I just use the eyedropper tool to select the exact hue off the background. I like to select a background color that is close by the subject's hair to set the base to key out. Then you can use the tolerance, softness, hue, and defringe parameters to tune things by eliminating the green edges or halos and grainy areas. If you're unhappy with the result, consider resetting and choose another color or hue from the background in another location and try the process of tuning again. The Camtasia video editor only allows one key color pass-through filter, but there are some video editors that support multiple colors in keying. This is a much more sophisticated scenario and not required for the in-home YouTuber. The key to success here is getting the lighting right. If the lighting was done right, then you should be able to get a great result with just one key color pass-through and tweaking the properties or parameters as we're doing with Camtasia here. Wow, that was a nice set of tips on how to succeed with green screening. If you want more cool tips on creating better videos from home, click on the link for my free ebook. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button on this page so that you can get more videos like this in the future. And thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.